What's up, Libby? How you doing there?
Great. How are you?
Great. Where are you now?
I'm actually at home, Gino, because we had to make a modification.
Yep.
So I'm sitting in my dining room.
Very nice dining room. My goodness. You
But
going to give us a
it's
tour
not bad.
later on of your house, or is that?
No,
Oh,
that's
we'll
confidential.
keep it. Okay, we'll keep this thing just about business.
You need security clearance for something like that.
I hear you. But listen, I am in Maui, and we've decided that we want to continue to keep doing your show, and we're going to try this new technology out where we use Skype.
So far, so good, right?
Yeah, I can see you very clearly.
Except
So
for
why don't we
yesterday.
just let people know what's going on in town government?
Okay, so at the Board of Selectmen's meeting this week, do you have my iPad set up over here real quick? It was public hearing Wednesday. The third Wednesday of the month is generally public hearings, and we had let's see here, a couple telephone petitions. We had two public hearings for a new business called the Corner Table Cafe. And that it was for a common victualler license and entertainment license. And that is the new building, well, not new, renovated building at 22 Federal Street, the former Town Mooney building.
Is it a coffee
And
shop, Libby? What is it?
it's going to be a coffee shop. It sounds like they're going to have a little bit of food, some sandwiches, things like that, and be open, I think a good portion of the day into the evening, it sounds like.
Nice.
Yeah, so that sounded pretty good. And then another place, 45 Surfside Bakery Cafe. Obviously, that will be at 45 Surfside Road, which I believe is the old health club, kind of diagonally across from the Muse.
Oh, yeah. Wow, right.
Yep, so that'll be interesting.
So they'll have coffee too, most
I
likely.
think they will probably have coffee
Seating?
too. Yeah.
Seating?
Seating? I think seating. I
Yeah.
think so. And another item was the board approved an application from Met on Main to switch their liquor license from annual to seasonal.
Was that
So
hard
no,
for the board to do? Because I remember when they came in front and that was an issue.
they did have a little bit of discussion about, well, what's going to be open then in the downtown area year round? And there are a number of places, and I think they do work to switch off their closing so that not everybody's closed at one time.
Right.
So it's too bad, but there you have it. We also had a public hearing on commercial landfill user fees. They are being increased by 2.5%, roughly the consumer price index for the year. And these are user fees for businesses, retail stores, offices, restaurants, places like that. This does happen every year or so. We had an HDC appeal scheduled, but thankfully it was continued, but it's continued to next week. So it's only putting the pain off a little bit.
Okay. Not a big issue.
It's something to do with, the property is at 9 North Road, and it has something to do, I think, with a retaining wall.
Okay.
We had our quarterly report from our energy coordinator, Lauren Sinatra. Lauren is involved in a number of energy-related things for the good of the community. She's working really hard and does a great job at bringing a lot of initiatives forward. So we heard some really good things from her.
Is that about cost savings or is?
There's some cost savings. There's energy audits. We're actively looking back into solar at the airport.
Oh,
That may or may not happen, but there's some apparently more positive aspects to it as of late, some new
and
developments.
still no push to get more wind. I mean,
No.
is that really? I mean, people just don't want to look at it. Is that what the issue?
That sort of seems to be what it comes down to, although previously there were concerns about how economically feasible it really is. And,
Well,
we just have
my opinion of that is, I mean, here we are trying to make a dent in global warming, and you know, at some point this is going to have to become an issue where we have to start doing a combination of things. I mean, and wind is
absolutely.
such a resource.
I know.
All right,
I know.
all right,
But it is what it is.
right.
And then we had a hearing, stand by for one moment.
What do we have? A drop-in, Libby?
No, there's a household drop-in.
Who is it?
It's Alex. He just got up.
Well, let's say good morning.
All right, Alex, come over here a minute.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
he's got some serious bedhead. Come here.
Does he?
Yeah, come down here. No, go down.
Bend
Sit
down.
right
Oh
there.
my goodness, he sure does. That's what a kid looks like when they. Get
That's what
up?
a 14-year-old looks like when they get out of bed at
Yeah,
12:30 in the afternoon.
that's right. That's right. The kids sleep, don't they? They go on it.
They sleep. They say they're sleeping, and they are, but they also are playing on their video
Oh,
devices.
I see.
Yeah, he wants to know if he can make some ramens. What should I say?
Put some egg in there and he'll be all right. Gotta have some protein with that ramen.
All right, Alex, but be careful and don't make a big mess because I just cleaned the kitchen.
All right.
See
So
how it
where
goes.
are we? So what else?
Okay, so we did have a hearing on sanctions against the Gray Lady, the new restaurant over at the former Bamboo Supper Club. They had some liquor license violations, over serving, and they violated their special permit by having entertainment music outside after they were supposed to. So to make a long story short, the board penalized them with a closure of their restaurant on September 3rd and 4th, 2016, with 2 days to be held in abeyance till the following year, same dates. And they won't be imposed if there are no further problems, but if there are, then they're closed again those 2 days. So
Okay.
that was unfortunate.
Is that a
The
Labor Day
board,
weekend?
I don't have a calendar right in front of me, but it may be.
I'm
So,
surprised they did it in September and not in like July, where they
well,
normally do it. Don't they normally do
I
it?
think what they often try to do, the board, is penalize them when the violation occurred around those same
Oh,
dates,
I
and it
see.
occurred over Labor Day weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So the board also finalized comments on two 40Bs applications that are pending at the Richmond Group. The two proposed developments off of Old South Road. One is rental housing, one is home ownership, and the board had 2 comment letters that they signed off on, so those have been sent in. We were in a 30-day comment period. We got some input from the community, and then town council and planning and the board members had their own issues. So that's all been put into 2 letters. They're posted on the town website. Coming up, we are in a 30-day comment period for 106 Surfside's 40B application, and the board, I think, will be taking that up on November 4th. The comment period for that ends on November 8th. So we've got to do it on November 4th because there won't be a meeting. That's the last opportunity. So they did that. They also finalized, well, I'll get back to that next week because it's coming up next week. Let me go to my other agenda here. Next week's agenda, we ready to go to that? The 4th Wednesday of the month is a kind of a catch-all meeting. We have county usually and real estate items, both of which we do have. We also have a couple of other things. We're having a public hearing to consider appointments to the board's new real estate assessment committee. And that's a group that will review some of these real estate matters that come before the board and kind of make an assessment of findings about them, pros and cons. Is it a good idea? Is it something to be held off on? Things like that.
Is that to save money? Is that to look at like the possibility that sometimes properties may not be assessed at the proper value and
I think it's not necessarily assessed, but sold
sold? Right.
by
That's
the
what
town. Make
right.
sure we're getting proper compensation. So yes,
And that includes the land bank too.
It won't include the land bank.
No, but
It's only
isn't
the
that
town.
percentage, that price that it sells for, a percentage of that is,
That would
what that
affect.
agreed price is,
Well, the selling of town land, I don't think is subject to the 2% real estate transfer tax. But now that you mention it, I should probably double check that. I don't think it is.
all right.
But maybe it is. I don't want to say if I don't really know. We're also getting an update from the DPW about snow and ice operations for this winter. Things like what they're going to be doing differently, how roads are prioritized as to when they're plowed, how the cleanup occurs, things like that. We're going to get an update on the cost of construction of the new fire station. As I think most people by now hopefully know, we are looking at a cost increase for that project. We appropriated $15 million at the 2015 annual town meeting, and the professional cost estimates have increased, which is not really big news to us. Most recently, this is about the 3rd town project where the cost estimates are now exceeding the appropriation, and this is happening not just here but in the region, because there is a lot of construction going on right now. So prices are going up.
I see. So how much
And
more are we talking about?
about 2 million more.
All right.
So the project manager is going to come in and explain why that's happening. We're having summer reports from some of our departments, kind of a summer wrap-up from police, visitor services, the airport, just how things went over the summer, if there's anything new or unusual. And what else do we have? That's most of the stuff for next week. The board will decide if it wants to make any comments on any of the special town meeting warrant articles. The special town meeting is on November 9th, Monday, November 9th. There are 7 articles on the warrant. 2 are citizen-sponsored zoning articles, and there's a hearing on all of these articles next Monday, this coming Monday, the 26th, at 8 o'clock at night at the community room at the public safety facility. So there's the 2 citizen zoning articles. There are 3 financial articles, 1 for an increased appropriation for the Brant Point Boathouse Shellfish Propagation Facility renovation, 1 for the fire station that I just mentioned, and 1 which is kind of a redo of a vote we already took at the 2015 annual town meeting for $1 million in design funds for Our Island Home. The vote, to make a long story short, was botched because of an inadvertent error. So we're correcting that. And 2 other articles are a home rule petition to transfer land bank land to the school for a staging area for the construction of the new schools, as well as future playing fields. And the last item is a hopefully very quick technical correction to the town clerk's salary, which was inadvertently not increased at the 2015 annual town meeting. So it's just to correct that and give her the increase that was intended.
Now, is that our Island Home, is that a done deal now? Is that really going to be going out to Sherburne Commons or no?
Well, the board seems to have endorsed that concept, but we are far off from any final determinations of the size. The relocation is going to really have to happen if we are going to continue to have a municipal nursing home. We had a very good presentation from our architect on October 7th, and there is no way the facility can fit on the current property. Not only will the new facility be too big, it has to be nearly doubled in size to meet current regulatory and statutory conditions, compliance. We're not in compliance now. And not to mention, if we made it smaller somehow.
Could part of it be there, and then the other part, could they share the space? Could both places have a location? Could we keep a location there?
I don't really see how that would be feasible.
All right.
No.
All right.
I don't
know
think
people are concerned about that.
They are concerned about it.
I mean,
We're
it's
expecting
a
to
lot of
receive
talk
some kind
about
of
it.
petition on it, and I hope people will look at the background information. This isn't new coming up. We've been talking about this for several years now, about moving the facility to Sherburne Commons, and there are a number of reasons why it cannot stay where it is. There's also, I've heard a little bit of strange rumors, like the town wants to move the facility and sell the property for a lot of money. We have no intention of selling the property to any group other than potentially the land bank. So the Island Home is a dilemma all around. The dilemma of where it should go, how big it should be, and the cost of operating it going forward. The board has talked about an operating override a little bit to reduce the general fund. Well, it wouldn't reduce the general fund subsidy, but it would reduce existing dollars from having to be provided to the facility. So there will be more discussion on this, but this $1 million that's at issue at the special town meeting is simply to correct the vote that was taken in April and obtain the $1 million in design funds. No matter what, something has got to change with our Island Home. It is not in full compliance right now, and I hope people will go there and take a tour. The Human Services Director, Rachel Christian, who's also acting as the administrator of Island Home right now, is happy to give tours and show people just exactly what the issues are.
Okay.
So.
All right.
So that's what's coming up. We're deep in the regular budget process right now. We're meeting with all departments. We give the board a presentation at their meeting. I think it's on December 9th. We're meeting with the capital program committee every week to go over capital projects. We're getting ready for the annual town meeting. That is a process starts now for the meeting in April, and there's a lot of work that goes into all of these things. So those are just some of the things that are going on in town government.
Well, Libby, you're keeping. We appreciate you keeping us updated on it.
Well, Gino, it's really good to see you there. It's quite early there, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's 7 in the morning. 7 a.m.
Okay.
Bright and early. Beautiful.
And-
Oh God.
Oh, I bet.
Gorgeous.
Have you been outside yet?
No.
Okay, but
I'm
you're
just
going.
having my coffee here.
Yeah, you just rolled out of bed.
You got it. But luckily for me, I don't have, a teenage head of hair. Unlucky actually. I really wish I did, but what are you
I
going
know. Well, you will soon.
to?
We'll have a teenager pretty soon.
Oh, that's true. Yes, I will very soon.
But you miss Harry, I know.
I certainly do. I miss all you guys. So
Hey, be thankful you're not in Mexico right now.
I see that. My gosh.
That looks awful.
Wow.
I know. Those poor people. I can't even imagine.
Right. Well, it's
Well,
a
we'll keep
crazy kind of storm. We're getting some crazy weather out there.
I know. Gino, you were first-hand look in the Philippines a couple years ago.
Yes, I was. Yeah.
All right, so should we try this again next week?
Yes, let's try it next week.
Okay.
I should be in Hong Kong for that one. So
Ooh, that'd be cool. You might have to
maybe
take
I'll
a
show
photo.
off some of where I'm at. I might be in Macau. I'm not sure where I'll be.
Oh, Alex wants you to do a blog.
A blog. Oh, God.
That would be cool, Gino. You should.
Yeah.
That's too much work.
Yeah. I'm happy doing this.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I'll see you next week.
See you next week, Libby.
Okay.